Okay, so I've made my previous video private for now. Um, Instead of just cutting off my creation of videos or online content on the grounds that I don't want to offend anyone, um, I think what I'm going to do is specialize in the creation of stuff that doesn't really touch upon hot button political issues or politics or religion or something. There may be some intervals in which I touch upon these things, but mostly I think the most responsible thing I can do is to talk about tiny little lessons, insights, practices, and experiments that might improve people's lives. Um, there are some long term projects that are germinating in the back of my mind that I may talk about at some point and actually make public, but now is not the time to address them. So, with that being said, today I'd like to talk about uh, Hideo Kojima, who was the primary creative force behind the Metal Gear Solid games, as well as some other great games. So, there's a documentary excerpt in which, while he's highly successful in material terms, he said in a voiceover segment that he deals with intense loneliness. Um, so I found that astonishing because I thought if you're so successful, um, then how is it that you still deal with loneliness? But as the expression goes, it's lonely at the top. And I realized you can start out lonely in your childhood for various reasons and get lonelier as you get older. And then when you attain some level of success, you only feel even more lonely. So um, I personally expect to feel some level of fundamental loneliness for life, which is not to say that that's going to entail sadness or depression or self pity. But instead of letting it turn into like sustained negative moods or resentment or something, uh, I think I can make a conscious decision to allow loneliness to make me useful on terms that suit me. So, in other words, feeling distant from people doesn't mean having to be distant from them psychologically, you know. And here I would invoke the use of video games, literature, movies, music, etc., to help keep you in touch with other people's inner lives, even if you're not interacting too often with them. Um, I find that I'm able to love people freely as long as I don't have too high a dose of them on a day to day basis. And if you're somebody who likes to live kind of an inward facing life, then you may want to use that sort of concise distillation of what works for you as part of a casual defense of your own preferences, especially if you're not hurting anyone. Alright, thank you for watching and have a good day, and God bless you.